ladies and gentlemen, is a peculiar thing about the human mind. It creates fences and then complains of confinement. From the moment we are born, we inherit a map of reality drawn by others, filled with boundaries labeled impossible and unrealistic. But what if the map is wrong? What if those lines were never there to begin with? Most of the limits we perceive are not real, they are conditioned beliefs. From the moment we take our first breath, the world around us begins shaping our understanding of what is possible and what is not. Parents, teachers, and society at large instill ideas of boundaries or rules about what can and cannot be done. Some of these limits serve a purpose. They keep us safe from danger, guide us through childhood, and provide structure. But many are nothing more than inherited illusions, passed down through generations, unquestioned and unchallenged. The mind, like a river, follows the path of least resistance. It moves along the grooves carved by repetition and familiarity, flowing effortlessly in the direction it has always known. This is why habits form so easily and why breaking them requires deliberate effort. We believe what we have always believed, do what we have always done, and see only what we expect to see. The world, in many ways, becomes a mirror of our thoughts. And yet, the river is not bound to one path. Given enough force, it can carve through mountains, reshape landscapes, and create new courses. So too can the mind, if only it awakens to its own power. Consider a child who grows up hearing that they are not athletic, that they lack creativity, or that they are not smart enough for certain pursuits. Over time, these words take root, not as opinions but as facts. The child, now grown, does not attempt to run, to paint, to explore intellectually, because they believe the effort is futile. The limits were never real, only absorbed. But had the belief been different, had the mind been conditioned for expansion rather than restriction, the reality of that individual's life would have been entirely transformed. What if every obstacle is just an illusion, or one we can step through, like a shadow mistaken for a wall? Most barriers exist first in the mind before they take form in the physical world. Fear tells us we cannot, and so we do not. Doubt convinces us of failure before we even begin. We see others achieve the extraordinary and assume they possess something we do not, forgetting that every master was once a beginner, every great thinker once uncertain, every legend once unknown. The difference is not in innate ability but in the refusal to accept imposed limits. History is filled with examples of those who defied the supposed boundaries of their time. The Wright brothers were told human flight was impossible, yet they soared. Edison failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb, yet he persisted. Artists, musicians, athletes, and scientists are those who reshape the world were often those who refused to believe in the barriers others saw as absolute. They understood a simple truth: a limit is only real if you accept it as such. But stepping through illusions requires something rare, a willingness to question everything. It means looking at fear and recognizing it for what it is, a projection of the mind, not an external force. It means facing doubt and realizing it has no authority beyond what we grant it. It means rejecting the comfortable path in favor of one that challenges, stretches, and ultimately expands us. The greatest tragedy is not failure but never trying. It is living within invisible walls, never testing whether they were real to begin with. To break free, one must first be willing to see, to look at every excuse, every self-imposed limitation, and ask, is this true? Or is it merely a belief I have carried for too long? Most often, the answer is clear. The walls are shadows, and the door was always open. There is no cosmic rule that says you must stay where you are. No law of nature declares that you cannot become more than you are today. The mind, like a river, can carve new paths. The question is not whether obstacles exist but whether you will allow them to define you. The world is only as small as the mind that perceives it. The moment you stop believing in limits is the moment they cease to exist. Excuses are stories we tell ourselves to stay within the known, the comfortable. They are not external forces holding us back, not real walls blocking our path, but mental constructs, are convincing, persuasive, and often disguised as logic or reason. We tell ourselves we do not have enough time, that the circumstances are not right, that we lack the necessary talent, resources, or confidence. Yet, beneath every excuse lies a simple truth: we are afraid, not always of failure, but often of change, of stepping into the unknown, of what it means to abandon the familiar and risk discomfort. The mind clings to comfort like a child clutching a favorite blanket. Even when it no longer serves us, even when it limits our growth, we hold on because it is easier than facing the uncertainty of the unfamiliar. Excuses provide shelter from that discomfort. They give us permission to remain exactly where we are while maintaining the illusion that we could move forward if only the conditions were different. But this is the greatest deception of all. The conditions will never be perfect. The moment will never announce itself as the right time. Life does not wait until we feel ready. And if we spend our days justifying inaction, we will find ourselves looking back. The world we experience is shaped not by external limits but by the boundaries we accept within our minds. The walls we see before us are often nothing more than shadows, illusions we have been conditioned to believe in. Excuses, though comforting, are the chains that keep us from stepping into our fullest potential. But the truth is simple: there are no real limits. Only those we refuse to challenge. The moment we stop justifying inaction, the moment we stop believing in the barriers we once thought were removable, is the moment we realize we were free all along. The door has always been open. The path has always been ours to walk. The question is not whether we can, but whether we will. So, take the step. Not tomorrow, not someday, I am now. The door is open, and the sky has never been closer.